Hello everyone. So I have been programming on this machine for a little while now, but I've yet to make my own custom user snippets. So I figured I'd make a video and show you guys how I make my own custom user snippets in VS Code, and just to show off how helpful they really are. So I'm going to make some logs and maybe some use effects and some user snippets for React, which is super helpful because who wants to keep writing that boilerplate for React every single time you make a new component? Okay, let's go to VS Code. Okay, now we are in VS Code. I am in a current project, and let's go to File. If you're on Mac, go ahead and click the icon here on the left, but we want to go to Preferences. Preferences, and then Configure User Snippets. Now, if you had a user snippet, it would show up here, but since I do not, I'm just going to create one. So on New Snippets, go ahead and click that. And then here we can create our name for our file. I'm just going to call this, let's call this JS. Actually, I wanted to do all caps. JS underscore TypeScript underscore React. Cool. Now there is a ton of stuff here, and it's going to talk a little bit about global snippets, but really what we want is just this, I guess, example here, and then we're going to run off of that. So let's go ahead and delete this, and let's comment back in this example. And actually, let's delete example. There we go. And this is JSON, so super simple to understand. Okay. Yeah, and this is our first snippet. We're basically going to keep this, but I want to explain to you what's going on here. First, we have essentially a description of our snippet. Print to console, pretty self-explanatory. And then our scope is JavaScript and TypeScript. Now, if you wanted to have global snippets for every single file extension, you can just go ahead and delete this, and then any file extension you create, your user snippets will pop up. But in this case, we want to leave it at JavaScript and TypeScript because maybe one day I'll get back into Python, who knows? But yeah, now we have our prefix here, and we're telling the prefix what we need to type in to have that user snippet pop up as an option. And in this case is log. I don't currently like log. I like CX. I don't know why. This is just what I've been doing. And now body here, this is where the magic happens. This is where our snippet is. So in here we have it in an array. But right here, as you see, it's console.log, and then you have something with the $1 and a $2. So this $1 is actually called a, I believe, a tab space. So once you call in this user snippet, your cursor is actually going to start here. And if you press tab, it's going to go on to the second one. So as we can see, let's go ahead and create, I guess, a test file. And let's go ahead and use our CX. And it comes up, print to console, tab. Right here is where it would start. So, and then as you can see, there's another second option here. So if I press tab again, it's going to go after that. Tab spaces are super helpful when you're creating user snippets. And then as you can see, like say if we just delete this and we just have that as our user snippet, and we go and delete that, press CX, tab, and then our cursor's at the very end, which is kind of annoying. All right, let's put that back. Cool, now we have our first user snippet. Let's go to our next one. That's gonna want a comma. So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and skip my other console.log, and I'm gonna go right into a more advanced one for React, because that's what I really want right now. I'm dying for my own React user snippets. So this one we'll call React, I guess, functional components. There's already one, I believe, built in, but I don't like it. I think it's RFC, and this just looks clunky to me. It's just like not my style of syntax. So I'm gonna go ahead and just delete that and make my own. And I'm gonna take that over, actually, RFC, and we're gonna create our, and then we're gonna go ahead and continue on with this. So then we can ask ourselves, what do we want in our React component whenever we want to hit tab? And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. So we don't need to import React anymore for React components. So let's go ahead and just say const. Now I want the name of the variable to be the file name. So we have some handy variables here. I'm going to bring over the docs for VS Code. And we have our variables. The one I actually want is tm file name. Now, actually, no, I want tm file name base because tm file name will give me the whole file name with the extension. Tm file name base will give me the file name without the extension. So let's go ahead and just copy this. In order for this to work, we need to put a $sign. Okay. And then let's just continue on with our code. And then we're going to do that again here with the file name. And I guess I'll just say this is the, I believe I should still have it copied, minus the $sign component. Cool. And everything looks good. I think I want, yeah, I'm going to want an export. So I'm going to keep a space here. Let's go ahead and do that. Another space, and I'm gonna want, let's see, export default, and then we're gonna add the file name again, one last time. Change the description to React functional component. And there we go, we have our user snippet that we can use in our files. Let's go ahead and create a test. I believe, let's go back to user snippet. So this scope here, JavaScript, TypeScript, it's going to work here because we have a JS. But like I said, if we delete it, we can create this as a global file. But let's go ahead, RFC. This is good. Well, this is a JS file. What if we did JSX? Rename JSX. Would our user snippet work? Nope, it is the default one. So I believe for React, you want to do JavaScript React, all one word. And if you're using TypeScript, oh, come on. You almost had it. There. And then now we have access to this, RFC. Yep, sweet. So just remember that, unless you don't care, and then you can just delete this whole line. All right, we have our first file here. Let's go ahead and pretend we have, I'm just gonna open up my project. Let's create a brand new, file name. Let's create a brand new component. Let's call this accordion.jsx, and then get a couple spaces down, RFC, boom. There you go. And then you can do that every single time you create a new component, and it's so amazing. You don't have to write this all over again. But yeah, you guys basically get the gist of it. I'm gonna make one more, a use effect one actually, and we're gonna use our tab spaces, and then I'm gonna call it a day. There is our code snippet here. Let's go ahead and try that out. I put in the tab spaces right in here, and as you guess, right when we summon this use effect, our cursor is going to end up in the center of it, exactly where we're going to need to start typing. And then if you hit tab again, it's going to go in our that dependency array for this use effect. So let's try that out. Go to UE. Boom. And there you go. And as you can see, it gives us options. You can see our second option here kind of highlighted. Well, let's just type whatever we got to type, and then tab, and then it takes us to the dependency array. But there you have it. Those are my custom user snippets that I use when I'm programming. I'm probably going to create like a try-catch block, maybe a couple if statements. Yeah, the world is your oyster with these things. So I hope this was insightful, and let me know if it was helpful for y'all. Have a good one.